Alright, so I've got my oils in my bucket, and today I'm using castor oil, cocoa butter, coconut oil, 76 degree, palm oil, olive oil, palm kernel oil flakes, and shea butter. I also have mixed in my bowl 4 teaspoons of kaolin clay for about 4 pounds of oils that I'm using in this recipe. Today I also have my mother.
Hello.
She's going to be helping me with my sun-kissed strawberry, so let's get started. I think first thing I want to do is go ahead and kind of give my oils a stir. So I've got my clay in there right now. All nice and mixed up. Awesome. Okay. Stay. Alright. Now I'll get my lye, and in my lye solution I have also mixed in some silk. So it's somewhat discolored, which is why I'm going to use a strainer to remove any impurities out of my lye water mixture. So here we go. Awesome. Get all of it in there. Yep, we're going to mix it up again. I'm going to have you mix it actually. Okay, so you're just going to kind of stir it around like this and then press that button a bunch, and we're going to get it going. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is get this. Let me just do a little stir. We're going to go ahead and mix in our fragrance oil, strawberry. Okay, so then I'm going to divide this into a few different buckets for color. We're going to have a white, a green, and a red. The white's going to stay in here because the majority of it is going to be white, but we are going to have some red drizzles and some red swirls rather, and some green piping on the top. So go ahead and put this right here. So this will be my red. That for me, thank you. This will be for green. Thank you. Let's do the white first. Now a lot of people will use sweet almond oil as a mixture with their mica when they do this. I am just going to go ahead and just use the powder straight in. I kind of don't like adding extra oil if I don't have to. Oh, the dogs. Have to edit that out. I also always do light first and then do my dark last, so I don't have to rinse off my this when I go into each new color.
Smells good.
That smells really good. Alright, so I've got the white done, so I'm going to go ahead and pour my white in my first layer. Let's see if we can get that there. Alright, and now we're just going to give it a little tap, tap, tap to get all the bubbles out. Let that sit for a second over on the side here with this as well, and then we're going to go ahead and get our red. Red is a tough color to get. I use TBK Trading's red number 6 Lakes. It's the only one that has been able to give me a decent color, but the problem is it takes a lot of red to get that color, so we'll see what happens here. I'm also going to add a little bit of sparkle, give it a little bit of shine, hopefully. We'll see how it holds up in the cold process. Looks really pretty on top of melt and pours. We'll see how that looks. Pretty. Alright. Oh yeah. We got a good red with that. It's not orangey or anything. It's a perfect red color. That's why I love using TKB trading. Yes, it is. Okay, so now we're going to put that in there. And we're going to pour some little bit of a swirl kind of pattern on top. That's going to be nice. Yep, that'll be fun. Now we're just going to give it a little bit of a whisk to kind of change it up a little bit. And then the same thing I did before. Tap it down. Now my next layer is going to be a glycerin semi-translucent green. So I'm going to go ahead and heat that up and I'll be right back. Green in it. It's going to be pretty. No, don't. We're going to use that. It's okay. All right, we want it a little bit darker. Like, color I want with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some spirulina to it. I'll be right back. Spirulina is a natural colorant that a lot of people like to use to get a good dark green color. I like it to a certain extent, but I think it's a little too dark to use by itself. So let's see what we can do to mix it up a little bit. Still not the color I'm looking for, so I'm going to use another green and see if I can lighten that up. Now I'm going to add in some ye old neon green. See what happens. Okay, so my camera turned off, which was not cool, but only thing I've done is I poured a melt and pour semi-translucent green in the middle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer some red and a little bit of white, and then I'm going to start piping the top. So, of course, in the interim of me cooling this, my red has gotten quite hard. That is okay. It's pretty red. I really think that the poppy seeds would look cute in this red, but maybe next time. Ooh, there goes the sink. You just that. All right, put that in there. Now I'm just gonna take a spoon and get it in all the, make sure I get it everywhere. All right, now I'm gonna go clean up my sides since I'm gonna use white next. I want to make sure I don't get the white mixed up with the red. So I'm just gonna clean it up. Trying to make sure I don't clean up my little markings for my slices. Let's see. All right, this should be good enough. Okay. So now I'm going to toss in a little bit of some white. just gonna kind of just get it down to the, I can kind of feel the glycerin part there. And I'm just gonna,
That's good.
there we go.
Peppermint.
Okay. Now for the top, I'm going to do a center raised area. So I'm going to go ahead and get my center dollops in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to do something that I can build on. And then we're going to let this sit for about another, maybe about 5 minutes, so that this can harden enough for me to keep building on it. There we go. All right, so I think my middle part is hard enough for me to go ahead and start piping on. And what I've already done is I took 2 Ziploc baggies and I kind of cupped them around this cup here with my piping utensil on the bottom. I usually like using piping bags, but I ran out. So this is a good alternative if what you're piping is relatively pliable. If it's too thick, this one might be borderline. If it's too thick, then what's going to happen is it's going to bust the seams. So I used to try to be cheaper about my piping bags and just use Ziploc bags. I had a lot of messed up product because of that. So I wouldn't recommend it. If you're feeling gutsy, go for it. But a lot of them, I try not to do that anymore. So got my piping tool in. And now I'm just going to go ahead and Ziploc this up here. Kind of get the air out a little bit. Whoop, there we go. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of go 1, 2, and I have these little lines kind of set up that I can barely see. Let me see if I can find them over here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna go across like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, because you're going to be squishing stuff on top of it.
Nice.
Perfect. So I have a lot of stuff like in the middle that's still not perfect, and that's okay because I'm going to be using this green that's going to go across this middle portion again, so it'll keep that a little bit more even. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a spray. Now I'm going to work on my middle part. Now my green turned out a little bit darker than I anticipated, but I'm not going to let it bother me. I think one big part of being a good soaper is to be sort of flexible with your designs, be able to make modifications on the fly, and this one I think it's still going to turn out okay, so we'll just see, I guess, in the end how it works out. Alright, so see how thick this one is? This one might bust. Let's see. Yep, I'm busting. And that is why I don't like using baggies if I can manage. I'll just pick it up. There we go.
Do you want to double back this?
Let me see where this came out of. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold it. Nope, there it goes again on this side. So what we're going to do is cut a hole in this one. just double bag that, see if I can.
There we go. Like you said, adapt to situations on the fly.
Yeah, thank you, Mom, for being here for that.
So funny.
Okay, looks right. Looks good enough.
Very good.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is, you wanna help me with this
Sure.
one? Here, actually, I think with this one I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger on these sides here. There we go. I think that's, there we go. All right, so Mom, what we're gonna do is just take these little beads here, and you're just gonna kind of go like this. Just right there in the middle, like that.
Okay.
You wanna go ahead and do that? And I want the little bits that are sticking out up top. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
So, like this part sticking out on top. So we're just gonna kind of, there we go. Put a little bit of sprinkles in the middle, a little bit of that blue to kind of give this a little bit closer.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I thought that'd make you happy.
Yep. Well, that looks great. I love that. That's good.
There we go. Now that Mommy's happy.
There we go.
Oh, it's great, Mom.
Good. These two.
Just even out a little bit.
These two are.
Okay.
That's good at least.
Perfect.
All right.
Yep.
Very good.
All right, so now what we're going to do is put these guys in the middle. If you want, I'll just do, you're just going to kind of squeeze that in right there in the middle. And kind of push it in. There you go. And we want to try to get a little bit of space in between them so I can slice. Yeah, just enough to get a cut there. And I'm going to change my gloves so I don't get the wrong glitter. Gonna take my gloves off since I'm working with embeds. Awesome. So that is perfect there. There. It's turning out pretty. A lot of people do like the bakery style strawberry shortcakes and stuff like that, and I wanted to do a more like organic kind of fresh take on it, so I wanted to really just do a simple strawberry, something straight out of the field kind of look. Alright, so now we're going to do some leaves. Just pop those up like that.
Perfect.
I think the green looks good.
I do too.
It's a nice variation. I think if it was the same, perhaps it may not show up as much.
I agree. I like the difference. I really do.
Surprise yourself?
Yes, absolutely. You do want a little bit of a contrast.
That worked out well.
So
Happy mistakes are good mistakes. That's going to be a little leaf. This is going to be fun to cut. All right.
Strawberries turned out great.
She is done. I'm going to take some up-close photos and include that in this video here in a little bit. And we're going to let her sit for a while, and hopefully we'll be able to cut her soon. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm Candace with mixorganics.com, and hit subscribe if you want to see more creations like this or learn how to do them. Thank you so much. Happy sewing.